Okay, good morning. Welcome to this online hearing for panel 3 of the Ottawa Committee of Adjustment under the Planning Act. This video conference is live streaming on YouTube. With me are panel members Stephen Lewis, Terry Otto, and Martin Vervoort. My name is Jocelyn Chandler, and I'll be chairing this hearing today. The procedure will be as follows. Today's applications are listed or were listed on an agenda that was on this screen. The committee will first address adjournment requests, and those are items 1, 2, and 3. We have reviewed the applications and written submissions, and today we would hear any oral submissions from any interested parties. As part of the statutory public notification requirements, each applicant was required to post a sign on the property and file a statutory declaration to confirm the sign posting. I understand we don't have any on file, so I will administer an oath regarding the sign posting prior to hearing each application. The committee may ask for a brief presentation of the application. That'll be followed by any questions from the members and any additional submissions from review agencies or the public. Please address your comments to myself, the chair, and provide me with your name and your municipal address. We do limit presentations to 5 minutes, and any exceptions would be at my discretion. First, are there any declarations of interest? I see none. And before we begin to hear the applications, I'd like to ask for a confirmation of the minutes. So by the panel members for October 5th. Okay, and October 19th. Super, confirmed. All right, so we can proceed straight to applications. Those that we have adjournments requested on. First is item number 1. That is severance B00307 and 308 at 1158 and 1162 River Road. And speaking to this would be Ms. Jariwala.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Nikita.
Hello. All right. I understand that you are requesting an adjournment to consult further with planning services.
That's correct.
Okay. Do any of the members have any comments? Stephen? I'm going to say.
There, sorry, no comments.
Mr. Otto?
Comments.
And Mr. Vervoort?
No comments. I guess just we have to figure out the most appropriate date.
Right. So I understand planning staff Jack Graham is also available.
Yep, I'm available.
Okay. So we understand that one of the concerns related to this proposal is the absence of an EIS.
Yes, that's one of our concerns.
In addition to the others that you have provided. So, Ms. Jariwala, what is your preference in terms of an adjournment on this item?
We were thinking 2 weeks, if that's possible.
Have you submitted an EIS for review by planning?
We have not.
I find it unlikely, and I would ask Mr. Graham to speak to this, that they would have an opportunity to review an EIS document within the next 2 weeks in time for us to hear this again. Mr. Graham?
Yes, Chair, that's correct. We need more than 2 weeks if an EIS is submitted. We need at least 3 weeks in advance.
So, Mr. Jariwala, are you guys planning to submit an EIS or just to have another discussion with planning services?
At this time, our intention is to have a discussion with planning services to discuss their findings and to have a more thorough discussion about the conditions they've laid out and what is being anticipated. So from that conversation, we would then determine, I guess, if we're actually going to go forward with an EIS.
Mr. Lewis?
Yeah, our next meeting is 3 weeks away. And I don't know how busy that meeting is, but it's probably our last meeting of the year. So I don't have a problem with 3 weeks. Maybe they can get it straightened out.
Mr. Otto, do you have an opinion? You're on mute.
My opinion is that if the planners want an EIS, that 3 weeks is not going to do it. And it seems to me they're pretty solid that that's what they want. So I think best for the client would be to put it back in January or February. That's my thought, but it's up to the client.
Mr. Ford?
I'm fine with putting it over to the 7th, and then we can see where things are at. If we have to adjourn it again, we can put it over to the new year.
Okay, so it seems that at least till the December 7th, you would have an opportunity to discuss with the planning department, and then we would be willing to consider another adjournment at that time to a date that accounts for whatever work is outstanding to do if you come to some sort of resolution. And certainly that seems reasonable. Okay, so the proposal is to adjourn this item to December 7th. All in favor? Mr. Lewis? Okay. All right. The application's adjourned to December 7th. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item number 2, that is minor variant 00295 at 7459 Copeland Road, and Ms. Zander would be speaking to this application.
Hi, Madam Chair. I'm not sure if you introduced me. I cut out there for a second, so.
I'm sorry, are you speaking to the application A00295 at Copeland Road?
I am, yes.
All right. Your name is?
Chris Clark. I'm with Sander Plan in
Okay.
Perth.
So there is a request for an adjournment, I guess both by yourself and by the planning department. Did you have a date that you were proposing to adjourn to?
I think December 7th would work. The aggregate specialist is going to address the comments on the MRIA this week and should have those back to staff. So as long as that discussion goes well, we should be ready for the 7th.
Mr. Kukkonen, are you available?
Good morning, Madam Chair. We would just request that the applicants provide the revised MRIA. Similar to the EIS, we would require or ask for 3 weeks for reviewing it, so we could properly review it and ensure that all our comments are captured in the report prior to the committee hearing.
Mr. Clark, do you have the responses ready right now to be submitted?
The aggregate specialist said he was working on them earlier this week. We were going to touch base today, and then he was planning on sending them to staff before the end of the week. So if that's enough time, that would be great. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I'm open to suggestions if that's not enough time for staff.
Well, it's very tight for staff in terms of turnaround. If you would be agreeable to adjourning to the January 11th hearing, that might be a little bit more secure in terms of making sure that anything had been sorted out.
I think that's fair. I think we're also assuming that we'll be able to just figure out all the issues in no time at all too. So if that's what we need to do, that's fine.
Okay. Mr. Lewis, do you have any comments you wanted to add to this adjournment request? Right now, looking for January 11th.
Yeah, I'd rather see the 7th, but if the 11th's okay, because we can just defer it again real easy on the 7th. I just understand how people like to get things done up before the end of the year.
Okay, Mr. Otto,
I'm fine with the 11th.
Mr. Reward,
I'm fine with the 11th. I think that's a more realistic date. Thank you.
okay, so all in favor of adjourning this application to January 11th, 2023? Okay, thank you very much. Your application is adjourned to January 2023, Mr. Clark.
Thank you.
Item number 3, severance B00311 322A March Road. All right. We have an agent speaking to this application, Ms. Clark.
Madam Chair, Ms. Clark is the telephone caller. I'll just
Okay.
remind her that *6 will unmute her microphone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Clark. You understand there's been a request for an adjournment. Are you agreeable to that?
Yes, we are.
All right, the request has been to adjourn this application sine die. Are you in agreement with that?
Yes.
All right. I think any comments from committee members? Mr. Lewis,
None, agreeable.
Mr. Otto,
No, I'm fine, thank you.
and Mr. Rover?
No, that's fine with me too. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Graham,
Yes, excuse me. In our initial draft, we had submitted it as sine die, but there was a typo in our second report. We did not necessarily request sine die on purpose, as that will require the application to be heard under only the new official plan policies, which may make this more difficult for the applicant. So we would request that this not be adjourned sine die, and that this be adjourned to a date in the new year.
that is a very helpful piece of information. Thank you very much. So,
Yes,
Ms.
it is.
Clark.
Speaking from the applicant as well. Thank you. I was not aware of that, so thank you very much.
My
Okay,
apologies for the confusion.
That's all good.
nope, that's fine. So, Mr. Graham, that being the case, do you have a suggested period of time that might be appropriate to resolve issues on this application?
As with the other application, Chair, we are requesting an EIS, so that would be up to the applicant how long they think they can do it in, but we would probably expect definitely not until the new year, but potentially February. It's up to the applicant, but just giving enough time to complete the EIS and then enough time for staff to review it.
So in consideration of the fact that there's snow on the ground, it can be quite difficult to complete applications for EISs in the winter. It's not exactly the season. Ms. Clark, have you made any efforts or inquiries about having an EIS completed to support this application?
No, we have not, and thus I would request that this is adjourned until February.
I'm not sure that an EIS will be able to be completed before late next spring.
I know.
But
We need to figure that out. Yeah, we need to figure that part out. So, I mean, I guess worst case, we come back in February and are adjourned again, but we're going to do our best effort to get something.
Okay. Do any of the panel members have any considerations they would like to add? I mean, if we adjourn to February, there is definitely the chance that it'll be adjourned again in order to complete an EIS. On the other hand, perhaps there's something that can be done. Mr. Lewis?
I would suggest February 15th and see how things roll.
Mr. Otto?
February 15th sounds good to me.
Mr. Reward?
I agree with that as well.
Okay. Hopefully that's satisfactory to everybody. All right, so application B0031. All in favor of adjourning to February 15th, 2023. Okay, super.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. On to item number 4, minor variance 00297 at 821 Taywin Circle. We have a James Reekey speaking to this application. Hello, Mr. Reekey. Perhaps you could unmute yourself.
There you go. Can you hear us now?
I can, thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, we have had an opportunity to review this application. It's pretty straightforward. It's to permit an increased projection into the rear yard for the construction of a deck. Do we have any additional comments from Mr. Kukkonen?
Excuse me, Madam Chair, you need to take the oath.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you very much. We do need to have you take an oath regarding the sign posting, Mr. Reiki. Are you ready? Okay.
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the notice provided by the committee was posted at the property to which the application applies for the prescribed number of days before the hearing as instructed and was clearly visible and legible during that time?
I do so swear.
Thank you very much. Okay. Around to Mr. Kukkonen. Mr. Kukkonen, did you have any additional comments you wanted to make on this application?
Through you, Madam Chair, no, I do not have any additional comments. This is just for a 0.73 meter increase to the permitted projection of the deck into the rear yard.
Super, thank you very much. The RVCA had no objections or comments. We do not appear to have any other parties. So, comments from committee? Mr. Lewis?
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Mr. Otto?
Drive on.
And Mr. Vervoort?
No comments or concerns. I'm in favor of the application.
Okay. I think we can just go straight ahead. Those in favor of granting approval for this minor variance? Okay, Mr. Reethy, your application is granted.
Thank you very much.
Okay. And that is the entire hearing today. Thank you all very, very much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
too.